you have to go 2 miles south of the 2 miles south of the Sabak market before you could see the river again, before public could get access to the river again. And last time we were here, we actually stopped at that building. That's the Ice House on Water Street. Turn into that street. And we're showing you here that it's actually very difficult, even north of where we left off. Right, we're going towards the Marriott Hotel. That's the municipal abattoir. That group of buildings, starting with the white one at the other end, is the Ice House. But what's happening here is Halliburton. Right, Halliburton has taken over this set of buildings. So if you wonder what Halliburton is doing in Guyana, here they are on Water Street, right up against the river. So like I said, it's very difficult for you to get access to the riverfront anymore in Georgetown because of recent developments of the oil and gas industry. You can see the end of this is New Market Street, ends in a fence where you can't see the river anymore, and right next door that is the Halliburton location where they run their operations. Over here is the municipal abattoir. That's the place where they did animal assembly, you know, butchering animals and stuff. There's a car wash on this side. So we're walking north on, we're now heading north on Water Street, and what I want to do is to pick up from where I left off and show you that in fact it's impossible for you to get access to the riverfront if you are a regular citizen of Georgetown, of Guyana, because all of these properties along the riverfront are private or belong to some company. This is what's happening. That's Ming. Right, the whole complex is part of Ming's distribution and engineering center. Ming's Optical and so on is over there. This is the Transport and Harbors Department, right? The Department of Goods and Wharfs. Again, another place that is sectioned off, cordoned off behind this gate from the public. In other words, beyond this gate is the wharf and the river, but the public doesn't have access to the river through that gate. On this side is the central workshop of the Transport and Harbors Department. Right on that side, good morning, Transport and Harbors Department. Again, this is another private business owner who owns part of the waterfront. He's running a business off of Water Street. Right, this is BK Supermix. Right, they're running stone and construction materials morning facility. BK International. Right, that's beyond this pile of stone and sand on the wharf. That's the river, the Demerara River. We don't have access to the Demerara River because we don't own companies. All the industries are lined up along the bank of the Demerara River in Georgetown. So in a sense, you can live your entire life in Georgetown and never see the river if you don't go all the way out to Meadowbank, which is what we did on Saturday. Right, beyond this fence you can see that's the river out there, but we don't have access to the river. Up the road, that's the Marriott Hotel. You can see it now at the top of Water Street. On this side, this is Cowan Street. So we're heading north again after Urquhart Street. Right, so we started out at that intersection. That's High Street, Main Street, and we went around this set of buildings. And on this side,
yeah, this is one of the best place we want.
Yeah, man. So on this side, this is the Coca Right, this is the inlet for water. You can see that goes out to the Demerara River. So this is one of the few points where you can actually see the Demerara River from Water Street. That's the Demerara River. But if you keep going north, it's a Kingston Practical Instruction Center. That's kind of new. Over here is the molasses terminal. That's right up against the Demerara River. There's this huge container where they store molasses for export. Molasses is a byproduct of the sugar industry and a main ingredient in rum. Right, we have a huge rum industry in Guyana. So this is Water Street. I've actually shown you this part of Water Street before in previous videos. Pretty sure if you can go back you can see it, but again we're going through this section of the city again to point out a very important observation. That is that we don't have access to the river as members of the public in Guyana. This is now the electricity generation center. Right on the left here, this is the Guyana Power and Lighting Authority, previously known as the Guyana Electricity Corporation. Guyana Power and Lighting Authority now, they have their main generators in Georgetown here. They're diesel generators which are used to produce power, and which of course part of the oil and gas industry is claiming they can replace with natural gas, building a gas pipeline off of the oil rigs and into the city, or into the west coast of Demerara, so that they can power some of these generators with natural gas. But this is it, guys. This is what's happening here. Power and Lighting Authority on the left, that is against the river, and right up ahead, that's the Marriott Hotel. And the whole point about this video and the last sequence or series of videos is to show you that we don't have access to the river, and there has to be part of the growth. The oil boom should in fact transform the city by changing the policy of development, making the city much more livable, moving all of these industries out of the city into industrial zones, move them further down the river. For all I care, they should be 2 or 3 or 4 miles down the river, so that people who live in Georgetown have access to the riverbank, and we can make the city a lot more livable and a lot less hard on the soul, a lot less soul destroying, by creating a recreation space at the water's edge, living space at the water's edge, you know, high-rise condominiums, outdoor shopping, outdoor dining, so that this neighborhood, which is now noisy, I guess, to the people who live here, it's a constant hum of engines, diesel engines generating power for the country, but we can turn this into much more relaxing space for residents in the city. So that's what's up, guys. That's what's happening here in Georgetown, Guyana, as we approach the Marriott, and the only last point at which you have access to the Demerara River before you get to the Atlantic Ocean, because that street, one up ahead, that runs outside of the Marriott, ends at the Demerara River. This over here is the lighthouse, but they had to move the lighthouse to the top of the Marriott. Top of the Marriott is now where the lighthouse is, because it's blocking the lighthouse. That's what's up, guys. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. In the comments below, tell me what you think about this section of the city, which is completely walled off from the river. In other words, if you live in this section of the city, you couldn't even know that there's a river nearby, because you have all of this industrial zone that is between you and the river. But development and changes in policy could see that change and become better. And that is all I'm asking for and arguing in these videos. That in fact we ought to change the policy in which we develop the country. Now I'm going to make a few more videos to explain, address some of the comments that people are leaving in the comment section below. My next video is going to be on mediocrity and why I think there's a problem with understanding mediocrity, because we have no standard way of measuring it. But okay. But we'll talk about that in the next video. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Leave your comments below. Later! Battery Road. That's the Marriott, and at the end of the road is the last, that's the end of Battery Road, is the last opportunity you have to see Demerara River before you get to the ocean.